Hello, today is, today is Sunday, April 25th, 2021, and we are going to be finishing up our, what on earth happened there? Okay, camera decided to be very strange for a second there. I don't fully understand it, but fine. Also, my hair is the wrong color in this. There is something wrong with the hues on this. What on earth happened here? Why? Okay, I think that's fine. I think that's better. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, okay. So, we were working on a game for Ludum Dare for the compo. That closes in 3 hours and 59 minutes, so 4 hours basically. I am not going to be able to do a 4-hour stream, unfortunately. I have some stuff I need to do a bit later. But we have at least 2 hours. And then probably another, probably a third hour on my own. Yeah, 2 hours for the stream. And so the last thing we need to do today is get the tutorial up and running. And then after that we can work on some polish. So, percentage guy. By the way, am I the only one who doesn't care about watermarks? I don't care if it makes me look unprofessional. Giving the people that helped me exposure, because I can't pay them back, or because I can't pay them. And that's nice as long as the watermark isn't super annoying. Yeah, I don't know, watermarks annoy me, but that's just, it annoys me on principle that they demand help that way, or demand the exposure that way. That bothers me, but I understand what you mean. Like if you're dependent on someone else to make videos or make images or something like that for you. Interesting. I don't know why we just died there immediately. That was weird. But yeah. I mean, if you're dependent on that sort of stuff, then it's... I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't know. If you're dependent on other people, I guess it's only fair that they ask for that, but... yeah, I don't know. I could see why some people may not like it. But okay, so what we need to do is we need to make a tutorial. That's going to be really easy. All we have to do is check if this is the first time that we're starting a game, which I think I already do somewhere. I think I have start game. Basically, if we start the game from the title screen, that's the issue. That's all we have to know, is if we start from the title screen. For example, the Unity watermark is a perfect example of the good watermark that isn't annoying whatsoever. Just tells us, yeah, check out the software. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, I don't really mind the Unity watermark so much, but that's just because so many other people use it that it's become a it's just become a thing that most people sort of expect from a Unity game. But yeah, okay, so in the game manager we have a start level, or start game, and then this is exit level. Okay. So for the start game, it's a question of how we can make this, or how we can force this to load the tutorial the first time, and then afterwards not do that. So we'll say public bool is tutorial, I guess, or we'll say a protected bool is tutorial. Yeah, and so in this case what we'll do is start screen, or start game will have bool, this is from title screen, so the tutorial will just load automatically the first time you start the game, regardless of what you do. So we'll say is tutorial is equal to from start screen, or from title screen. In this case, we will not do that. So, okay, that should work there. And then exit level, if this is the tutorial, then, okay, so we need to expose this publicly. So is tutorial. Okay, then we'll say get and with a protected set. Okay. And so what this will do is this will let other other pieces of code read this. And so then the level generator can know if this is from the title screen, if this is the start game from the title screen. Okay. Can you send me your logo on DC real quick? Yeah. Let me go find it, wherever it might be. It should be in, oh, it's not in here. Alright, how do I actually, I think I do it that way? Sure. There we go. It is a little artifacted. I haven't gone through and fixed it up like I probably should. But yeah, it's a little artifacted because I had to rip it out of where it was originally. Had to rip it out of the image it was on originally. But I could probably go through, like if I wanted to, I could probably go through and revectorize it and make it, you know, make it scale indefinitely. Okay. So what we will do is, remember we just wanted to have it, oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's open, because no, I think you made most of it. I helped you do a little bit of it, yeah. But, I mean, if I gave credit to her for like 50%, like, here's the thing, if most people did stuff like that, you'd end up with, you know, like Stack Overflow would be, like, everybody would know the Stack Overflow logo by now, because, like, Stack Overflow would be, like, you know, the main, it would be, like, with help from Stack Overflow, with, like, literally every game ever. So I just had a terrible idea for a code challenge. So oh, I just had a great idea for a code challenge. What if I were to make a video game, but all I could do was literally copy code from Stack Overflow? The only thing I could change was the variable names. I can't change any logic. I have to find exactly the code that I need on Stack Overflow. That would be really funny. I bet you that'd be hard too. But yeah, that I think that's gonna be like the challenge, is that I can't modify the code in any way except changing the variable names so that it works together. Maybe changing data types if that's allowed. Yeah, I know. Doesn't that sound like an interesting challenge though? Because the idea, it would demonstrate like you can't really do that. But it'd be funny to try. It'd be funny to see how far I could get and what kind of game could actually be made doing that. But yeah, I have to try that one day, or I'll have to do like a little test to see if it's even possible. Okay, so what this will do is we're setting whether or not this is the tutorial. So now what we can do is in the map component, we can check if it's the tutorial. So whenever we generate the map, we can say protected void generate normal map. Actually, no, all we have to do is we just have generate map, then we have generate tutorial. So say protected void generate tutorial. And this will be basically the same, it'll just generate a fixed sized map. So we'll say if game manager component, oh, but the instance may not exist. Fine, we'll do this in, ooh, can we do this in start? I don't know if we can do this in start. Let's find out if we can do this in start. Because in start it should be guaranteed to be created. .instance.is tutorial. Then we generate the tutorial. Elsewise we generate a normal map. Okay. So let's just debug.log, say generating tutorial. Tutorial. Yes. Okay. And then let us say else. We'll do that, and then do that, and then do that. All right, cool. Let's see if this will work. So, oh, my Discord is partially showing. Okay. So, oh, this is broken. Why is this broken? Oh yeah, start game, true, because it's from the title screen. Okay. So we will turn the title screen on, and then we will... Well, actually, no. Let's do this without the title screen first. So if we don't come from a title screen... Well, that's super convenient. Okay. Well... Thanks, game. Okay. Oh god. Oh, that's unfair. Alright, well, you know, whatever. Do what you do. Okay. So I think we're fine here. So this shouldn't generate anything. This didn't generate the tutorial. That's correct. That's the right behavior. So now if we uncheck skip title, now we should get the title screen. Yeah, we get our title screen. We can't move, which is exactly what we're supposed to have. Yeah, okay, and we click start, and now we generate the tutorial. Perfect. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Exactly what we needed to happen. Okay. So now we have to actually build the tutorial. However, we're going to do that. Also, okay. Yeah, however we're going to do that. Let's move this resize background into its own thing, because we do need to do that. So we'll say resize background, and we want to do that for the tutorial as well. And the tutorial, all it's going to be is it's just going to be a static map. So we're going to do this. Let us do all of that. Okay, so this will generate all the same stuff. That's perfect. Impassable, impassable. So now the only question is whether or not we want the fuel blocks and stuff to be randomly placed. I don't think we do. I think we want the prefab to be just that. I think that's right. So that should be for the case of the tutorial, or for the case of the, that should generate the map like it's supposed to. Those are the words that I'm trying to say. That way we won't have, we'll just have an empty map with nothing on it. And what I want to do is in private void awake, actually no, not in private void awake, in here, I want to set the width equal to something random. So we'll say in generate map, the width will be random.range. So we're using 30 by 30. So we'll say random.range, and then it will be 30. Let's say it will be it'll be 25 plus GameManager.instance.level, and we'll say times 3. 25. We'll say between 25 and, or no, it'll just be 25 plus. 25 plus something times 3 as the max. Yeah, we'll say the minimum is that times 2. Something like that. So we'll add 2 to 4 blocks with every level, so the levels get bigger basically. And we'll do the same thing for the height. I think that'll be about right. That's an invalid, oh no, that's actually a valid token. So we'll say that this is the height. Okay. Alright, so you're on the splash screen now, which will apply with the next update. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much. And so we will do, for the generate tutorial, we'll do the width. Hey, Volt, how's it going? we are trying to make the tutorial stuff now. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to do it with like a static map generation thing. It's just going to be like a map that I've hand designed. So I think actually a good width is probably like 15. Maybe a good height is like 25, somewhere around there. And so for generate tutorial, all we want to do is we want to set the player spawn basically all of this. So spawn the player here, and then where we're going to spawn them, we're going to spawn them at probably 7 as the width, and maybe like 5 or 6 as the height. And I'll say 5 as the height. I think all of that's fine. All right, let's test out the tutorial. And so we'll have a couple just like little rooms the player has to dig through. Okay. All right. So yeah, now we get a statically generated map here. And so this is going to be the tutorial. By the way, why is your name still red plus blue? Yeah. Also, how did you come up with that name in the first place? So, which name are you talking about? Red plus blue? Alright, let's see how tall this is, roughly speaking. It's actually pretty tall. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to take this, I want to clear out the area. I want to clear out the area up above this. And then have like a little, I want to have like a clearing here. Yeah, okay. The name red plus blue comes from the like political part of this channel, because in America right now there's a lot of division between, so in America the major political parties are represented by the colors red and blue. So Democrats in blue, Republicans in red. It's just, I don't know why the colors are that way, they just are. But yeah, there's a lot of political division and I'm not a fan of it, so I'd prefer to be sort of a person that kind of unifies that. So yeah, that's really what it is. That's why it's red plus blue. Yeah. Because, you know, I don't fall too much on one side of the spectrum. I'm kind of, you know, like I like accept ideas from either part of the spectrum. It's just whatever works. And yeah, there's just a lot of tribalism in America where it's like if someone on the right came up with something, people on the left don't want to touch it, and it's, yeah, it's not productive, and so it's part of why. But yeah, I also do the programming stuff because I don't know, because I like the programming stuff. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to clear out an area above here and put some text on it. So a way that we can do that, enumerable.range, we can grab this. We could also make a clear area. Map generation looks hard. I thought it was something with team colors. Oh yeah, red plus blue, like the red team versus blue team from like the old Halo memes, possibly. Map generation looks hard. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, this code is, this is a piece of code that's written, you know, in not a great way, to say the least, but let's do void, we'll say clear box, and it'll be int width and int height. Height, we'll say int x and int y. Hey Omar, how's it going? How's the learning game dev going? So let's grab this, and then what we'll say is from range 0 to width, width from height 0 to height. We want to compute a position. We'll say that the position, yeah, it's going. Okay, that's good. I think this is right. Yeah, okay, so we don't need to get that. We just need to take x plus the width and x plus the height. Taking a break for now. Yeah, it can be difficult, I know. It can be very, can test your patience at certain times. But yeah, it's best, like, if you feel like you need to take a break, because otherwise you'll burn out, and it's no fun. So we'll say that this is the x plus the x offset. Ooh, this is not going to work, because this isn't going to be the center. Could multiply the width times 2, but that won't do what I want. So this will have to be the upper left-hand corner, or no, the lower left-hand corner. Interesting. All right. Because I feel like if I go on, I'm gonna get bored. Okay, yeah, that's a fair point. It can be a bit difficult. Okay, so we'll say x offset. Sometimes you just gotta wait for the inspiration to kind of strike you. This is gonna be the lower left x and lower left y. Lower left x and lower left. Whoops. Lower left y. Just so that I can remember that. So the x is going to be equal to, or no, wait. The x position is going to be equal to the lower left x plus x. And then, actually no, this is an offset. This is the y offset, this is the x offset. Wait, no, this is the x. Wait, has it been doing this the whole time? Has this been wrong the whole time? No, it hasn't, okay. It got reversed in here somehow. So this is to the width. And so the actual x is going to be the lower left x plus the x offset. There we go. And the actual y here is going to be the lower left y plus the y offset. Okay, and then we don't need the position anymore because we have the x. We don't care about this. We don't care about that. Do you have any non-mono behavior scripts here? I think I have one. So I have this block component, or this block, it's a non-mono behavior. The only reason that I have this is so that the mono behaviors can be a little bit more efficient. So the way that it works is the block component stores one of those, but it doesn't actually create this until it takes damage for the first time. So the idea is that there's only the number of blocks is equal to the number of actual things that have taken damage. It's a very slight efficiency. It's really not much of anything, unfortunately. But I think that's the only one. We need to say destroy this. Basically, need to say, or no, we need to say the block is equal to that. We need to say if block, then we destroy it. If it exists, we destroy it. And so this should clear an area. So I think all we need to do now is clear a box at, so we have the spawn at 7.5. If what we need to do is we need to clear a box probably, so let's say 7.5, so that's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. No, it's going to be 5 at, so it'll be 5, 6, 7 will be the top there. So it'll be 7 to, it'll be 7, or will it be 0, 7? It'll be 0, 7. Yes, 0, 7, width of, or height, or no, width of 15, width of 12. So move this over 3, and then a height of 5. Let's check that out. See what we get there. That didn't work. Why did that not work? Whoa. Oh, because I didn't destroy the game object. I destroyed the block component. That was the problem. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, that's the component, so we need to actually destroy game object. Okay. And you know what? For the time being, we're just going to generate a tutorial. That's just all we're going to do. And I'm just going to comment this out. It's not going to matter, because we don't need to generate anything else for the moment. And I'm also going to skip the title because that takes forever. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. Where did you run out of bounds? Blocks of XY. Really? Is 10 too far? 2 and 5? What was the index that it wanted? Okay, is it just not generating the map anymore? I'm not setting the width and the height. That's the problem. No wonder. Oh geez, the lighting is changing. Surrounded by ghosts. There we go. There are some ghosts, but it's fine. Okay, there we go. That hollowed out a little bit more than I wanted. Okay, so it needs to be up 1, so up 1, -1 on the width, and no, -3 on the width, and +2 on the edge there. So let's see. So -3 on the width, so width of 7, maybe a height of 4, and then start at 4 here, and 8 here, roughly. Will that do what I want? Yeah, that's roughly what I want. Okay. And so now we just need to spawn some text in here that's going to say, like, you can drill through blocks by pressing into them. And then you're going to drill into another little area, and then it's going to say something about, like, impassable blocks or something. Or maybe it'll say something about money. Yeah, it'll probably have, like, money blocks or something up there. So, okay. Can clear one of these boxes. All we have to do is increase the X by a little bit, or no, it's the Y. Yeah. So what, is this going to be like 14, I think? Is about the correct place for that? And then in the map component, we need some kind of text. So I think I'm going to steal that from the shop here. We'll grab you, copy. Let's just paste this out into the world here. Perfect, okay. Needs to be a little bit larger though, so I'm just gonna make it, well, just make it larger in that way. Well, yeah, just make it larger in that way. That's fine. I think that can go off of the, yeah, that can go off of the UI. Okay. Oops. This will just be floating text. And let's make a thing for that. That really shouldn't go in effects, but okay. So yeah, it'll be floating text. And then in the map component, we'll add a field for that. And we'll have a protected game object, floating text prefab. Text prefab. And then we'll say serialized field. Okay. And then we'll just have a little function in here for making floating text. So we'll say void make floating text, vector3 position, and then we'll have the actual text, and we'll just instantiate the floating text prefab at whatever the position is, with quaternion identity. This will be the actual text. Then we'll just text to say find or get component. Why does it not like that? No, really, why does it not like that? Get component in children. Does it really not like that? Local parameter text cannot be declared. Oh, okay. Fine. Yep, we'll do that. And then let's import tmpro using tmpro. All right. So I expect that this tutorial thing will take me about 2 hours to build. Probably not. Probably we'll be able to get it done within the next 30 minutes, but I don't know. So this is generate map, generate tutorials down here. We'll find the tmp text. We will set the text. Whoop. Why do you not like that? Oh, that's fine. Whoops. Oh, you can't use it because it has that. Alright, actually, let's just call this message. Then we'll call this text. There we go. And we'll say .text is equal to the message, whatever that might be. Good. Then I think this is never used. That's fine. Here we'll say make floating text at, let's say new vector3. We'll have transform.position.z. We'll say at, what is it going to be? It's going to be like 7 will be the x, and then maybe 14 will be the y. And then we'll just say you can dig through blocks by moving into them. Sure, that will work. Okay. Ooh, doesn't like that. Because I need a semicolon. Yes, there we go. Okay. Now we should end up with a new field here. Yeah, for the floating text. Great. Can just put this in here. Right there. Okay. So now we should generate text. That is not visible. Why is that not visible? Ooh, it's a little bit too high, that's why. Okay. But if it were lower, would it work? Okay, so it's about that large. It's a little bit larger than I want it to be, so let's downscale it a little bit. So let's say floating text. Let's downscale you a little bit like that, or no. Let's downscale you a little bit like that. And then let's lower this to 7? Sure. Let's cut it in half. Okay, nope, it needs to be up a little bit more. So if this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay. And so the idea is that you're going to dig through here, and then it's going to tell you about maybe like money or something. And it's going to have, or maybe it'll tell you about impassable blocks. And it'll tell you that you have to dig through like the left side here. So we'll generate like a bunch of impassable blocks, like a line of impassable blocks from like here all the way down, and you'll have to pass on the left side or something. And then we will have it go in another one that'll tell you about money and fuel or something. Nah, I think it'll tell you about fuel to begin with. Yeah, I think it'll tell you about fuel to begin with. Maybe it'll also tell you that you can use WASD to move or something. Yeah, actually they'll put the main controls at the beginning. That's what we'll do. So we can say, welcome back, percentage guy. So we need to raise this up a little bit. So I think it needs to be at like 11 or something. So let's say you can move forward and backward with backward with, whoops, no, with W and S, slash N. You can turn with A and D. Something like that. Let's see if we can see this from the actual start, because that's really what I want. Nope, we can't. All right. Needs to go down a little bit more, but we could, if we aligned it right to the correct area, we could actually see it. Okay, that's what I want. Let me put this at 8. Where does it end up then? Yeah, okay, so you can move forward and backward with W and S, you can turn with A and D. Okay, maybe have that be up a little bit more. And then, I don't know, we'll have a thing here that'll tell you that you can dig with, you can dig by moving into stuff. Yeah, okay. So let's put this at 8.5. Then we'll have a thing here at, let's say, I think 11 or something at 11. Yeah, you can dig, say you can dig through blocks by moving into them. Something like that. Yeah, okay, so right here it says you can move forward and backward, and that's misspelled. Okay, so this needs to go up 2 more units. Okay. You can dig through blocks with that. So let's say we put this at 13. Yeah. So the cool thing with this that I really like is that it tutorializes you on how to play the game, and then you can kind of move through the world. Okay, so this is too low. Where did that text end up? Oh, okay, so it needs to be up 1 more unit. Okay. So at 14. Okay, we're going to assume that the alignment is correct there. We're going to clear a box at 7. No, we're not. Not going to clear a box there. We're going to clear a box at 20, because we'll have one more box that we can go through. And for this, let's set the tutorial map size to maybe 30 as the height for the moment. All right. All right, so you can move forward, yep. Backward with W and A, with S and D, perfect. All right, so you can dig through blocks by moving into them, perfect. And then we need to, I guess, lower that by 1, because no, that's fine. So the next thing I want to do is actually all of these blocks here, the ones in front of me here, I want to replace those with fuel blocks. And so the reasoning for that is that I want to have a thing that tells the player about their little fuel gauge. And it's like, you know, it'll be up here and it'll say like, you know, dark blocks are, you know, blocks with oil splotches are fuel blocks. And then it'll have another one that says, you know, these are money blocks or something. Something like that. And so it'll be like, or maybe it'll be up here that'll say, you know, no, it'll probably say that the above blocks are fuel blocks. If you run out of fuel, you die? Sure, that'll work. So what we need to do is we need to clear out that area. So yeah, we need to clear out that area, and it's going to be, let's say, 16, well actually, yeah, let's make a void fill box as well, because we're going to want that. Let's do the same thing here. What we can do is we can say blocks of that is equal to that. Or actually, no, what we'll do is we'll have a thing that does like a fill. Have an action. Action of block component, yeah. Each, say do for each, and then we'll just say do, I'd want to know where the, well no, I don't need to know where the x and y is. All I need to do is say do for each of block. Whoops, yeah, at that, and that's fine. Okay, and we'll say select box is what we'll say. And so for this one, what we'll do is we'll say block to destroy block.gameObject. GameObject. That way we can reuse this code and just replace the block instead. So this will be select box. Okay. So in this case, we're going to destroy. In this case, we're going to want to replace, and in this case, we're going to want to destroy. But in this case, so we have a block. So for each, what we can do, so this will be not at 20, this will be at 16. It will have a height of 2 and a width of, or no, it'll have a width of 15 and a height of 2. And so we want to destroy the block, but then we want to instantiate, say destroy block, and we'll say instantiate it's fine. Instantiate a fuel block at new vector3, which will be the block.transform.position. And actually what we can do is we can just do that with quaternion.identity. That way we basically do a replacement here, replacement operation. Yeah, okay. Let's check out what this ends up doing, because I think I aligned that right, but I might not have. Might get some null pointer exceptions if I didn't. Well, yeah, we got some null pointer exceptions, so I didn't. Ooh, that's interesting. That's not at all what I expected. Okay, so it's 2 wide by probably 4. So I think it needs to be 13 and at 2. So I think it's 2. And it needs to be maybe a width of, let's say a width of 11, actually. Let's try that. That might even be too wide. It might need to be a width of 9. So we'll do this, we'll do that. Okay, that's not at all where that needs to be. It is a little bit too wide as well. So it needs to be 2 up and then wide, width of 9. It needs to be at 18. Actually, I think it needs to be at 19. And then it needs to have an offset of 3 if it has a width of 9. I think that's right. Okay. So now we have that. You can dig through blocks. Okay, nope, it needs to be down by 1. But now it's actually sized correctly. And so now it can explain what fuel blocks are. Okay, so it needs to be down at 8, and then we can make floating text here. We can say at 16, we can say and have an arrow thingy, yeah. Let's say fuel blocks replenish fuel. Fuel blocks replenish fuel. All right, these are escape characters, so we need to do the escapes. We can say /n. If you run out of fuel, you lose. If you run out of fuel, you lose. Okay. I think that'll work. All right. So yeah, now we have this. You can dig through blocks by moving into them, and that can be up by one more. Okay. Yeah, it says fuel blocks, replenish. Those are terrible arrows, unfortunately. But I don't know if we can do anything else about it. Also, that's not aligned anymore. That needs to be... Oh, I messed something up. Oops. I changed this to be 18. That's what it is. Okay, and then this can be one higher, I think, at 17. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, you can move forward and backward with W. With W and S, you can turn with A and D. Okay. You can dig through blocks by moving into them. Yep. Fuel blocks replenish fuel. If you run out of fuel, you'd lose. Alright, cool. And then we're going to do this 1 or 2 more times. We're going to add a row of like money blocks or something. And then we'll make the player actually buy something to progress. Like we'll make a wall of impassable things, and then whenever the player actually like buys the thing that we need them to buy, it will destroy the impassable blocks. So we'll do something like that. Interestingly, the fuel blocks don't have the shadow, so we do need to fix that too. Okay, so we have an emerald block. Let me grab the shadow from you. Let me put the shadow actually where it belongs. Let me grab the shadow. Then we have the fuel block. Wherever I put that. There it is. Okay. Now let's paste this. Paste as child. That's not at all where that goes. I think it goes at 0.88, right? 0.088. And minus 0.088. I think that's where it goes. Okay. So actually, let's make this even taller now. So this will be at 40. And what we will do is we'll clear out another area. Basically do this, but we'll do it a little bit higher. So let's say, not at, so I think all of this is right. The lower left X is the problem here. So I think this needs to be at 24. And then this needs to be at 20, or no, not 24, probably like 26, right? 26, or no, wait, 28. And then this, I think, needs to be at 26. And then we're going to have 2 more things of text. Actually, we may only have 1 more thing of text. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. And actually, it's not going to be fuel block, it's going to be, the second one is going to be money blocks of some random dot range. So random dot range between 0 and money blocks dot count. Yeah, so we get a random money block. All right. So now let's see what happens. So we have this, which is good. That you can you can dig through blocks by moving into them. We have the money blocks that you must break. This is not high enough, so that needs to go down by like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But other than that, this is actually perfectly aligned, I think. So 22. I think it's 22. I think we can see this from the game screen a little bit easier, right? Nope, it still needs to go down 2 more to 20. Oh, whoops. That was wrong. That needs to be at 26. That's right. This needs to go down to 24. I think. I think that's right. Let's run this. I mean, I could go through and like design all this ahead of time, but I don't know that it would be that much faster. Okay, so fuel blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want this to be roughly 7 above that. And then we'll do this one more time. We'll generate one more room, and that room will have a shop in it. And then beyond the shop will be an impassable wall, and the player will have to buy something to get through the impassable wall. And that way we've just basically demonstrated everything to the player. So yeah, okay. So we'll do this. Actually, let's just get rid of that as well. Let me grab that. And then erase this by 27, so that should be 25, 25. That's not how that works. That's how that works. Money blocks, gem blocks give you money. You can buy stuff with money. Money is for score and to buy things. Yeah, exactly. And to buy bonuses. Okay. Do something like that. Okay, we have that. You can dig through blocks by moving into them. Great. Fuel blocks do that. And of course, the text is too high. All right, that's fine. All right, so with this, there will probably be like a shop or something here that will force the player to buy something to get through like an impassable wall. So let's move this down to 23. Then we have, we'll basically move this up here. Let's move this up by not to 23, but to 25. So 24, 25, actually 26. You can buy things from the shop. This is a shop. You can interact, or you can, this is a shop. You can buy things here. Buy passage to the next area. Sure. And actually, let's try to render the impassable wall. So this is going to be at, I think, like 28. It's going to have a height of 1. Or no, it's going to have a width of 9 and a height of 1. And it's going to replace it with the impassable block prefab. Yeah. Somehow like that. Alright, so we go here, dig through blocks, those are fuel blocks, great, talk about that. Gemstones, this is a shop, so we need that to be 2 higher. Yeah, we need that to be 2 higher. Yeah, other than that, it should be pretty good. So once that's 2 higher, we also need to render the shop. So this should be at 30. And we also need the exit. So where is the make exit code? Grab that, generate exit. It's going to be here. So this is how the, do for each in range. Stuff is done. So this should be at Where should this be? Should be at 35, or no, wait, 35 and 7, 35, 7, and it'll be of size 2. Yeah, okay. So after this, we're going to need to spawn a shop at a specific point, and then we'll have that shop to basically destroy game objects in a certain area. Or no, the shop effect will have to interface with the map of some way. Okay, so gym blocks give you money. Money is for score and to buy bonuses. Okay. You can buy things here. Buy passage to the next area, and then cool. So yeah. Then we'll have a little bit of a smaller room over there, and I think we can indent this one more, right? Oh, we can indent this. Maybe 2, say 3 more, and then we'll generate another room like this. That's what we'll do. Whoops, not what I meant to do. So yeah, that won't be at 35, that will be at 38. And then we will generate another room here. We'll say at 32, or maybe 31, something like that. And now we actually want to add a shop prefab to the game manager, or to the map thing. So we want a shop prefab in here. Say protected, game object, tutorial shop prefab. Yeah, that'll work. And then we'll just instantiate it at a certain point. And let's just say down here in the shop thing, yeah. So say instantiate tutorial shop prefab transform, or no, new vector 3, and it's not going to be 727, it's probably going to be 729. Yeah, something like that. And then transform.position.z, and then quaternion.identity. Yeah, okay. And then let's make the actual tutorial shop. So we have the shop here. Let's be the tutorial shop. This will be key or something. And we'll make the cost like 500 because we don't need to do that much with it. And then in the actual map, let's add the tutorial shop in here. Yes, okay. Let's see what we get with this. All right. Okay, so all of this is aligned fine. Okay, this is a shop. That's a little bit too high. But other than that, so we lower the shop by 2. And the 500 part works. Okay. And this falls just shy, so we need that to be up by 1. Okay. So this will be at 32. 38, all that's fine, and then yeah. Need to lower the actual shop, wherever that might be, whoops. This needs to be at like 27, I think. And then the floating text here, we can explain the exit. You can say this is the exit, this is the exit. It will take you, this is the exit, your goal is to, just say this is the exit, yeah, this is the exit. Your goal is to reach this in, each level. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'll do that. Your goal is to reach this in each level. Okay, Then we'll make the tutorial shop effect, and it should be done. Okay. So we go through this. So these are fuel blocks. Yep, and that did not render because I didn't update its position. But once it works, yeah, okay, that'll work. All right. So once I up this by, I don't know, 30, 31, 32, 32, yeah. That'll be fine, okay. Let's make the tutorial shop effect, or in this case, we'll just say remove blocks effect. This will be remove blocks effect. And all this will do is it will interface with the actual map. So this is fine right here. Remove blocks effect. In private void awake, we will find object of type. This will be the map component. And I don't know, we'll just say clear area, I guess. X at some X and some Y with width and height. Yeah. Or wait, does the map component, is the do for each in range public? No, it isn't. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. So we'll just basically make let's just make this public, because why not? There we go, that's fine. So we'll just say select box dot select box, and we'll say x, y, have a public int x, public int y, public int width, and public int height. And make these capitals as they are supposed to be. Oops. So we'll say x, y, width, and height. And then for each given the block, we will game object, or no, we'll just destroy block.gameObject. Okay. And I think all we need to do whenever we spawn the, what's it called, the impassable blocks, what we need to do is we need to say that blocks of, we're going to have to round to int. So we're going to say math.round to int. It's going to be block.position.x, or block transform.position.x, and block transform position y. Dot y is equal to new block. So say var new block is equal to that, and then we'll set that up. Perfect. And so all this will do is this will just make it so that the impassable blocks can be destroyed. And so we just need to say 330, 9, and 1. So need to create a new game object. This is the destroy blocks effect. Put that at 0. So I think it was 3, 9, 30, and 1. Oops, no. Let's remove. No. Is it destroy? I thought it was destroy. Oh, did I put something extra in here? I think I put extra, or didn't put an extra. Okay, so destroy, no. Remove blocks. So 3, 9. Actually, let's put this at 7, 9, 5, and 1. I think that'll be fine. So let's put the effect in there. And then in the tutorial shop, we'll just link that to that effect. That should be fine. Then in here, we will just link that to the effect. Okay, see what happens. If I did all that right, oh, nope, that didn't work. What's not an instance of an object? Interesting. Let's destroy that. Because it may not have worked correctly. Okay, so we have the key here. If we press Q, oops, alright. So it has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it, so something hasn't been cleaned up, is what I'm looking at here. So XY, block, destroy, block.gameObject. Did that not fix that? Because I thought that I reset block there. It's 339 and 1. So 339 and 1. So this is at, that should be fine. That's 9. Oh wait. Y should be 30. That's part of it. Yeah, I need to do some debug stuff. Or I should have put in some debug stuff just to make this easier. Also, yeah, okay, the shadows aligned fine there. Alright, we can now buy stuff. Okay, so that's offset a little bit. So it just needs to go to the left by 3. But yeah, other than that, it's fine. Okay. So now this should take us, ooh, that breaks. Interesting. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. It's fine. So it needs to go to the left by 3. So 4. And I think after this, everything will be set up. Oh. I don't know why we keep getting like an influx of money there. Oh, okay, it needs to go to the right by 1 now. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright, well, that'll be the tutorial done. I do want this to be up a little bit, so 34. And then the shop effect needs to be to the left 1, which is going to be at 5. And yeah, I think our tutorial will be done here. Alright. Yeah, so we have our fuel blocks here, cool. And we have our gemstone blocks. Oops, did not get enough. Okay. So yeah, we can't possibly get through until we actually learn to buy stuff. Just exactly what I want. Alright. Okay, so this is the exit. Your goal is to reach this in each level. Okay. Okay. I think that's fine. Alright then. So now, what we have to do is we just have to make sure this generates at the correct time, which I think it does. So all we have to do is put this in here, put that in there. Oops. 32, 34. Probably 34 is probably fine. Yeah. And so all we need to do is we need to move this into here, and then we can uncomment this, re-indent that, yep. All right. And now let's enable the actual title screen. And it should take us into the tutorial the first time, and then afterwards it should not. Okay, so we get the title screen. All of that's fine. Cool. Then we start, and you get the tutorial, which is fine. That's what we expect, because we always want the start screen to take us to the tutorial. Get our little gemstones, we click, ooh. Okay, I think we just didn't have enough money at that point. So yeah, press Q to go deeper. Oh, this breaks. Why does this break? What happened there? Why did it not generate the tutorial, or why did it not mark the tutorial as not being generated, or as not, why does it think it needs to regenerate the tutorial? That's the weird part to me. Okay, so let's look into this. So is from title screen, that's start game. Okay. So on exit level, is tutorial is always false? No. Exit level from the title screen. That's what we do. Let me pass that in. Oh, fool. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Because now on the exit level things, we have to pass in this, and we'll never pass, or we'll never exit from the title screen. So the only exit level is from that. Okay. Okay, so we have all of you. Good. Start. Cool. Start up. Come on. Come on. Need more money. Cool. Opens that up. And now this should take us to level 2, which is a normal level. Awesome. Doesn't tell you about enemies, but that's fine. I think players will figure out enemies on their own. Okay, so we hit Q, and now we get taken to level 3. So what happens if we die? If we die, we should automatically be taken back to the title screen? Yeah, or sorry, we should be taken back to the, yeah, okay. This takes us to level 1, but we don't have our, we didn't have to go through the tutorial this time. Okay, there we go. Perfect, exactly what I wanted. And I'll probably put some warning stuff, or not warning stuff, but I'll probably put a little bit about the enemies in the, I don't know, in the description, and players will need to read that maybe. It's not great design, but tutorializing the enemies is going to be difficult, and I don't really want to deal with it. Plus, there's not really that much time. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, so let's, whoops. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you do get quite a bit of warning before they actually shoot at you. But yeah. Okay, let's take this, and we'll take that. Now let's leave, run, 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 run. Okay. Cool. All right. So now, I believe the levels should get bigger over time. So we hit Q. That's fine. Hang on, did it reset everything? I think it did. I think it reset everything. Whenever we went through the level there, or whenever we went through the exit there, I think it reset everything, and it shouldn't be doing that. I don't know why it would. That's odd that that broke. Okay, let's see if this actually broke the way that I think that it did. Let's see if we can get out of here. Yeah, okay. I can't imagine what I would have broken. Nope, that absolutely did break. Okay. So how did I end up breaking that? Move blocks, Increase mining speed? No. This has to be in the game manager, right? Or in the exit component? The exit, and then there's the game manager. So that, have that. So this is start game, but it shouldn't be calling start game. It should be calling exit level. Let's find the references to this. So it's in here. So that's generate tutorial, that's fine. How could that have broken this? Oh boy. Why? What could have broken this? Okay. So why? Why did that break? Okay. So let's find references to this. So this is now in here, and that's in there, that's fine. Otherwise, start coroutine show title, yeah, that's fine. Then set active, all of that's fine. So start game from the title screen. Okay, so we set the level. That's all fine. Oh, because no R does that. Okay. Why? Oh, that's so strange. So okay, the exit. What does this do? It will cause an exit level. Okay. Which, as far as I know, shouldn't set anything. It should cause the level plus equal to 1. And exiting equals true. And then it'll load the current scene. So loading the current scene would cause what to happen? It wouldn't cause this to get reset. Or would it? No, because this would be false. And we'd be... this would be false. This wouldn't be the tutorial. Because my understanding is that whenever the player is destroyed, they always write their state to the game manager unless they were defeated. But we weren't defeated in this case. Or were we? Does that only work? Ooh. Does the is defeated thing not get reset? Is that what happens? Is that what happens? Does is defeated just not get reset? So press Q and then go here. So this should update us to level 2, right? So yeah, we keep our stuff here. And actually, if what I think is true, then it would be the case that we also keep our stuff here until we die for the first time. Okay. Let's do a little bit of digging here and see what happens. We do need to go around you, because otherwise you're going to be a problem. Oop. Oh, these two are going to be a bit of an issue here. Oh, we need to kind of walk around you. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh no. No, no, no. You do not see me. Uh-oh. Now you see me. Okay, I'm gonna go down here to get away from them. Let's go into the block this way. Alright. Okay. I wonder where the exit generated on this map. I should probably give myself like super speed or something. Oh, okay. Generated down here. That's fine. Okay, so let's check this out. I should be able to exit, and if I understand this right... Yeah, okay, here we go. Oh, come on. That's not fair. Oh, that's really not fair. Wow, that's really not fair. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, geez. Can they just shoot right through that? That's crazy. That's a little unfair, but you know, can't do much about it. Okay, so now I think it's in the glitched state where the player thinks that they've been defeated, like constantly. I think that's how this is. I think that's the bug that we're seeing here. Yeah. Okay. So the player thinks they've been defeated constantly. That's the bug. All right. That's fine. What we can do is in here we can say so that's lose, yeah. Whenever we reload the scene, we can say player dot, or we can say, do we have a reference to the player? No. We can just find an object of type, player controller component, and we can say that they are not defeated. Is defeated? Is defeated? No. Do we store defeated here? Yeah, okay, we do. Alright, so we can just say defeated equals false. And really, how does the restart work? I actually don't remember. It's here, okay. So in the restart, actually what we want to do is we want to reset defeated. That's what we want to do. Because now, since the player, yeah, on the restart we want to set defeated to false. I like how this drill is just constant. This thing is just constantly stunned. Oh, that's funny. It's funny that that appears in that order. Oh wow. Well, that'll break the game. That's fun. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I guess what we can do is we can probably deactivate the player on the start screen. That's probably, well, actually. What we'll do is we'll say, no, I think it's fine. Actually, pressing R, oh, pressing R will just let you skip the title screen. Okay, that's funny. Oh wow, that is really funny. Okay, so you just press the R to fix that. All right. Okay. So yeah, that's a way to skip the title, is just press R. That's funny. I'll keep that just because it's nice. Okay, yeah, now we keep all of our stuff. Okay. Cool. Happy with that. Alright, so I'm going to call this done. And what we will do now... Oh, I have coffee left. Forgot about my coffee. Okay, so I'm going to call this done. And going to push this to Git just to make absolutely sure that I have a backup of working copy. So let me... We have about 40 minutes. So let's add everything. Unity 2021. That. Let's just add all that stuff. And then we'll add, let me double check this. Whoops, that's not the right command. Yeah, oh, that's fine. So let's just add, or let's just commit this. Finished working all mechanics added. Sure. And let's just push this. And we're not going to put credentials in there. Okay. Just push this here. Good. Everything's updated. Okay. So now we can get around to adding some of the more fun stuff. So one of the things that Percentage Guy mentioned that I kind of like is the idea that the more blocks you break, your drill kind of warms up and it like goes to a reddish kind of color. And so there's a couple ways we can do that. One of them is with some kind of animator, or not an animator, but like some kind of counter that increments or decrements every time you break a block. And we can do some kind of linear interpolation. So what I will do, let's create a reference to the drill sprite renderer. So this will be the drill renderer. This will be serialized field. What we'll do is we'll create a protected int that will be, let's say, the heat level. It'll have a protected int that will be the max heat. Then we'll have a protected float that will be the heat decay time. We'll say next heat decay time. And then what we will do is we'll say the max heat is equal to, we'll actually have a serialized field for that, just so that we can adjust it later. And then we will have a color, protected color, which will be the max heat color. And so we'll have a serialized field for that. And so what we need to do is, during the update, we will say that if time.time is greater than the next heat decay time, we'll say that heat is equal to, let's say, what will it be? So the next heat decay time, oh geez, okay. My brain is starting to go. Okay, so mathf dot, it'll be the max between the, or sorry, it'll be the max of 0 and heat minus 1. And then we will, after that, say that the next heat decay time equal time.time plus half a second, so it'll decay every half second. And we'll say, we'll have a public void increase heat, so we'll say int amount. And then we'll say that the heat is equal to the minimum of heat plus amount. And then it will be the minimum of max heat. Yeah, max heat, something like that. So this will increase the actual heat on the drill, and then we will say that the drill renderer.color is going to be equal to color.linearly interpolate from the drill renderer .color. So drill renderer .color by, or it'll increase to the max heat color, and we'll do it by heat over max heat, or over max heat, yeah, something like that. Why do you not like that? Is it heat max? No, it is max heat. Okay, sure. Then we'll say float. Yeah. Okay, and this will just do a promotion, so it'll be a floating point division here. And that should work. Yeah, that should work. It'll go in increments, but it should be fine. So let's say, yeah, it should be fine. So now in the player controller component, what we'll do, I don't know if we have a reference to the drill animator. I don't think we do. We do not. So let's create a reference to that. Protected, we'll say drill animator component, animator. Say that say in awake, the animator is equal to, we'll say get component, drill animator component. Then each time we deal damage to a block, we're going to increase the heat. So in here, we'll say drill animator, or we'll say animator dot increase heat by 1. So that's any time we deal damage to a block, we increase the heat by 1. And actually with that, we need to reset the decay time in increase heat. We'll set it to 1 second. Actually, we'll set to 2.5. That way it increases, or it decreases 4 times as fast as it increases. So yeah, we'll do something like that. And I think that's fine. So in player here, are these not, these are by order, or in order. But it needs to lerp, actually what it needs to lerp between is not the current color, it needs to lerp between the start color. So this will be the protected color, start color. We need to set that in awake, so we'll say start color is equal to drill renderer.color. Color. Yeah. And it lerps from the start color to that. That way it will, whenever it cools down, it'll lerp back down to the correct color. So let's set the max heat at like 100. And what is the actual start color here? So there's this, so it's white. So if we turn it to red, that's not going to work. Like an orangish color? To like a yellowish color? No, it needs to be more orange. Something like that. That's too red though. It needs to be brighter. Something like, problem is that this is a this sprite is a grayish color, it's not a whitish color. But yeah. Okay. So that, let's paste that into there. And so now it'll lerp to that color. Okay. So let's check out how that works. Something broke. Of course something broke. Drill animator component has not been assigned. Oh, the drill renderer has not been assigned. Why wasn't it assigned? I thought I assigned it. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Okay, so here, you. Let's try this. Alright, so we can hit R to skip through that. Oh, actually, this will happen anytime we try to deal damage. So actually just having the thing drill into the impassable block should also have it happen. It looks like it is heating up. Yeah, it looks like it's heating up. Alright, so yeah, you can see it's red and now it cools down over time. I think it's cooling down over time. Yeah, okay, I think it's cooling down over time. It is a little bit hard to see, unfortunately. So let's go into debug and let's double check that that's actually working. So where is the actual heat? So we have the max fuel in here. So yeah, the current heat's that. So yeah, actually, yeah, if you just drill into a block, like an impassable block, it actually heats it up. That's funny. Okay, but yeah, it does turn reddish. It doesn't really get much of a color change though, unfortunately. Yeah, that's about as red as it gets right there. Okay. I mean, we can make that better later on. But yeah, I kind of like that. I think the problem is the drill head is just too light on its own. Okay. Actually, I guess it's easier to see the change Yeah, I guess it's easier to see the change over time. Well, let's change the max heat to like 50 or something, right? Would that do it? Maybe it needs to be like 75. Let's not worry about it too much. So we have that going for us. And now there's a couple other things I wanted to do. One of them is I wanted the player to like get like dirt on it over time. Like as it destroyed blocks, it would just get some dirt like covering it. So we can do that pretty easily. That's just going to be rendering a couple different like dirt sort of sprites on it. So the way that I'll do that is with GIMP. And we'll just have like a couple different levels of dirt, and so just as you break a certain number of blocks, you get a certain amount of dirt on you. So let's say we open, it will be the body. We want to grab the body because we want the alpha map from it. And so let's add a layer mask, transfer to layers alpha channel. And then I think this is the color for it. So we use the paintbrush, use this, that's not what we want. We want to paint on a new layer, and then we want to add the alpha map here. Let's just copy paste that into there. That'll be fine. We don't want anything. Cool. Yeah, so now we can do stuff like that. Yeah, we can do stuff like that. Unfortunately, it's not going to respect the outline, but I don't know if we can do much about that right now. Come on. There's got to be a way to change the paintbrush size faster than this, but I don't know it. Yeah, so I kind of want, probably not that. Let's set the opacity. That's not really the effect that I want. Probably not the right brush for it. Oh my god, why is this such a massive thing? Maybe this just isn't going to do what I want. Maybe it just needs to be a different color. Maybe a darker color. No, it's really not giving me the effect that I want. Sadly. Yeah, the problem is that it's not respecting the outline. Alright, I can probably make it do that with, if I just select you and I just paste you into there, will you just work now? That just reduced the alpha map. Yeah, okay, so that did it, roughly. Alright. So yeah, we'll do something, it'll be kind of like that effect. Yeah, that's not really what I want, though. Yeah, that didn't, no. That goes there, and that goes there. That's fine. Come on. I don't know why it's keeping the actual brush size the same. That's the part that's annoying me right now. Okay, so what if we... No, that's not what I want. Oh my god, why? That might be closer to the effect that I want. A little bit of dirt. Yeah, something like that. Let's smudge it a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to get the idea across. Alright, so we can then export this. Export as dirt medium. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And then let's reduce it a little bit. So let's use the eraser, make it a little bit less of it. You know, like it has just a little bit of dirt smudges on it. Yeah, all right. And so say file export as dirt small. Sure. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to export that. Okay, so let's undo all of that. Then that's fine. Now let's add a little bit more dirt. little bit more dirt. Something like that. Smudge it a little bit. Yeah, okay. Right, then we'll say like file, this will be large. Then we'll have one more level, which is like just kind of covered in dirt. Like the entire thing is just like all covered in dirt. Okay. And let's just do that. Okay. Okay. And then let's file export huge. Okay. All right, so that should cover that. And so now all we have to do is in the drill animator, we just have to store another similar thing where we like break a block and then we just change it to whatever level, like whatever whatever number of blocks we've broken, it's gonna set it equal to, or set some thing equal to that. I know that's a terrible explanation, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll say dirt. This will be just none for now. Well, actually, if we do dirt small. Oh, it's too large. That's the problem. Let's say images, all of these. Let's set them to 512. Let's apply that. And I think that this needs to be on level 1. Yeah, level 1. Okay. Because the body is at 0. Yeah, okay. Okay. So this will start out rendering nothing, and then in the drill animator, I'll say after we do a certain amount of damage to blocks, actually. So say protected int damage to blocks, and then we'll say serialized field, have a protected sprite renderer. This will be the dirt renderer. And then we have a list, so say protected list of sprites. And this will be the dirt levels. And we'll say serialized field. And so then what we'll do is whenever we damage a block, so say public void damage block, and say damage to blocks plus equal to 1, and then we'll just upgrade or update the sprite level of the dirt level. So say dirt levels, or sorry, dirt renderer dot sprite is equal to dirt levels at, and we'll say damage to blocks modulus like 500 or something. Then we'll say at a cap, so say mathf.min of dirt levels.length count or 500. Whoops, we want that or that. Damage to blocks or dirt levels at that. So whatever the minimum is here. So every 500 damage to blocks, you get more dirt on you. That's what we'll do. And so we basically want to call this where we call increase heat. So let's go here. We'll say animator dot damage block. Okay. So now all we have to do is get the dirt renderer and put that in here. And the dirt levels, there will be 5 of them. First one will be nothing, first one will be small, and then medium, and then large, and then like huge. Tons of dirt. Okay, Let's check it out. Reload. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Okay. Oh, I know what I did wrong. So I did modulus and not divided by. That's what I did wrong. Yeah, okay. This'll work. But yeah, that was basically the effect that I wanted. That I was seeing there. Let's reload. Oh god, no. No, no, die. How about that? Okay, so we can deal with this. That's cool. Okay, so now after we damage enough blocks, we should start seeing some dirt. Maybe it needs to be a little bit less than 500. Maybe it needs to be 250 or something. 250 might do it. Because I think we should hit 500 by now, I would think. Maybe not, actually, because the durability has the same timer for this, which is at 1,000, so maybe it should be every 200. Actually, yeah, every 200 would be fine since there's like 4 levels. You'd have to almost go through a whole drill head in like a single level, which you don't want to do. Okay, let's change this down to 200 then. That way you can just sort of see the effect more immediately. Okay. Oh jeez. Well, that sucks. It sucks that we got defeated that fast. Okay. I mean, I could just stand in a wall as well. I think this degrades your drill head, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair. Doesn't necessarily have to be that you actually get something from it. Okay, but we should be approaching the 200 mark here. Maybe the dirt level should appear at 100. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we can see it now. We do have a little bit of dirt on us. Oh god, got destroyed. Sadness. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking maybe at 100. Oh, if something crashes. Okay, something crashes, we might have some issues. Okay, maybe we should do every 100. We get 1 level of dirt. Okay. And this, unfortunately, will have to be like the last thing that we add for the stream. But you know, it's been fun. Maybe we'll work on this after Ludum Dare. If I don't know why that happened, but it did. It's weird that enemies can just sometimes shoot through walls. I don't fully understand it. It's kind of annoying. But you know, it is what it is. It's a Ludum Dare game. It has bugs. Okay. But yeah, you get more dirt, which is good. Okay. So yeah, it looks like we've reached like the 2nd level of dirt now. Let's see if we can get all 4. Yeah, I kind of like the effect that it gives. Shows like a change in the environment, or a change in the player over time. So I think that might be the 3rd level of dirt. I mean, we're almost like halfway through the drill head too, so it's about where it should be. So yeah, I think that might be the last level of dirt. Yeah, there we go. Now it's just covered in dirt. That's great. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool. Okay, uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, that's sad. Alright. Yeah, everything resets. Oh, that broke. Oh wait, did that break? Wait. Oh, now restarting doesn't seem to cause... Okay. That's a bug I'll have to fix then. Game manager. Wait a minute, I thought I set defeated to false in here, in scene loaded. Weird. Very weird. Yeah, okay, something's definitely broken with that, so I'll have to fix that, but yeah. Okay. So let's see if we keep our stuff here, or if I need to have it work the other way. No, it's fine here. I think it's just whenever you go through the tutorial it breaks everything, for various reasons, yeah. So this might have broken it. I don't know, let's double check. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon, in maybe 5 minutes or so. Okay. So sometimes it lets you carry your stuff to the next level, sometimes it doesn't. It's hard to tell. But I think running through the tutorial and then dying is what causes it to break. Oh no, that just broke it again. Why did that break it? That's so weird. It's like the defeated flag keeps getting set and then unset or something. It's got to be something with that defeated flag. That's got to be the thing that's breaking it. But yeah. Alright, so I think everything is fine. I mean, most people I think are only going to give it one playthrough, so I think that's fair. As long as it works through the tutorial, I think it's fine. Because what I'm doing now is kind of a little dirty hack to get around it. Okay, or maybe whenever the player presses Q on the exit, it preserves their stuff for them. That way, that's the place that it does it. I could probably move that code to the exit, actually. Where it'll cause the player to preserve their stuff that way. And then on reset, it just destroys everything. Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah, I think the levels are getting larger too, which is good. Okay. Let's go through this. Yeah, so at level 3 we get to keep our stuff, which is great. And I might lower the cost of the repair, because it does seem to be a bit high. Yeah, we can buy some fuel. Actually, I might just lower the cost of the repair to be like 5K or something. That's probably fair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think this is fine. I do want to see if we can get enough money for the repair. I don't know why the camera's freaking out there, but it is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, whenever I go to submit it, I'll just test it through I'll test the change in level, or the level changing code through the tutorial. Okay, so yeah, we can pretty easily get enough for the repair. Probably don't want to burn any money for haste though. So yeah, just get the repair. Just get the repair. And then probably get the fuel. Well, actually no, I keep forgetting this because of how this works, it's actually most optimal. Oh god, let's run. It's actually most optimal to wait until the beginning of the next level to buy fuel. But actually, maybe changing the fuel to like 3K or something is probably fair. So let's do that before I forget. So on the elevator, we can change the fuel to be, I don't know, 3K. And then the repair can be 7,500. And then, yeah, haste at that. Okay. So I'm going to call the stream there. Thank you guys for watching. That was our game for Ludum Dare. I'll do a little bit of work on it before I submit, because there are a couple things I want to do. But yeah. I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. I think tomorrow there will be maybe just Gravelbox stream, and that'll be it. I don't think I'm going to do the programming tomorrow because my voice is going to be destroyed. But yeah, thank you for watching. It's good seeing you.